We are here, ladies and gentlemen, the final song from the Eurovision 2020 selection that I have to listen to. 40 songs, only one left to go. This one is, as always, from United Kingdom. It's called My Last Breath by James Newman. So, United Kingdom, don't let me down, let's go out on a high. Some heavy breathing. Really heavy breathing.
The breath. The breath is the life force. If you control the life force, the force of life
Okay.
is with you.
Why did they record this in like a shed? That voiceover. It sounded terrible. Well, it's a strong vocal. Okay, we've got this kind of siren-like, very airy, reverbed melody input there. This kick drum is just massive. Takes over the soundstage completely. Got some piano inputs here. Nice syncopes. It creates a nice rhythm. I like that. Okay, and how it works with the vocal. It's pretty solid. I'm unsure about the general arrangement in sense, with the instrumentation mainly. Okay, they play around a lot with the hit patterns. It's quite refreshing to have, you know, an acoustic guitar-driven song, but it's very like the pattern, the strumming pattern is rather static because it's this palm-muted approach all the time. It's an effective hit like that. I think the chord progression is a little... like, it doesn't do the idea justice, I believe, of introducing these syncopes. It's a very nod-along friendly rhythm, though, to incorporate. They overuse it almost, but I'm enjoying it, so that's something. I think this... this is way too predictable. It's getting way too predictable. Because they overuse all of the ideas they introduced in the beginning and all of the ideas that normal pop songs would have. I think mainly structure-wise it's getting a bit flat now. They've layered the vocals really nicely, I think. How the harmonies work on top of his. Alright. That's a very abrupt ending as too, and we've got a nut.
Every moment should be lived.
Like, for real, this voiceover is terrible. Where did you record this? On a cell phone? It sounds like it's recorded on a cell phone. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe there's a meaning behind that, but it sounds terrible. Jeez. As for the song, let's focus on the song because it's the final time that I will do this for a while. This was a bit underwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. I do think there are great ideas in it, though. Like the syncope use that they've put into this song, it's such a good concept because it creates such a nod-along friendly rhythm. It's you know, refreshing because you know you always have these static, straight beats just going and going in most pop songs. This one has something different going for it, so it's a very welcome change. But it goes on to the point where it becomes over-reliant on this because they introduce it at every new beat that starts. You know, you introduce it with these syncopes, and that kind of loosens the refreshing input that they create. So I'm a bit disappointed in that sense. I liked the idea of it, but I didn't like the overuse of the idea of it. If that makes sense, I hope it does. I think that, I mean, as usual for United Kingdom, they find some really solid vocalists. I think James here is got a great personality in his voice, and it's, I mean, mainly in the opening, it really took me how it worked with this palm muted guitar strumming. It had a nice contrast to it. Then we introduced this, kind of floating synth note that just stayed really far up, and it was almost a little bit annoying how it combined in the soundstage, because it's like they've tried to do something that sounds vintage, but they've tried to put a really modern take on it with these digital inputs. And these digital inputs don't really sound modern to me. I mean, the kick that they've used is super massive, big, explosive. It almost belongs in a club song. And this siren-y kind of synth note, it just sounds rather dry on its own, I think, even though how much reverb they drown it in. We had something else there in the opening, which was also modernly inspired. We had a piano going in there, which was, I mean, the instrumentation in the opening was actually rather nice. Like, the core idea of everything they used, I enjoyed that. But I just didn't really like how everything clicked together. And that is a shame, because I do think there's potential in how they've opened this song and how they've gone into the chorus, especially with the syncopes. I mean, it's a great concept to just, kind of get going from. But it's like they've had this concept and they didn't want to develop on it. They were satisfied with the core idea of it, and that's where it kind of loses me in this sense. And I think, I should touch upon this as well. The drums in the choruses, and I believe later on in the song as well as it goes on, the drum beat is incredibly boring. I'm sorry, but that's gotta be the word to use this time, because it doesn't grab me at all. It doesn't feel like it's building any energy into the song. The energy comes from the syncopes only, and that's a big problem, because if the drums can't provide any energy, everything is going to fall flat. And that's kind of what it did for me. It dragged on a little bit. It didn't really feel like it wanted to go that extra mile. And that's kind of where you lose me. The vocals didn't experiment too much either. I mean, usually you have, in for example, the final chorus, you have a high note, or you have something that kind of really wants to take everyone's attention. This just kind of kept going and going, and I didn't really get anywhere within the song, which is... I feel so disappointed in so many areas, and it sucks that the final review had to be such a negative one, but I really have to be honest on this one and say that I do not think they've been very creative in putting this together. The only amount of creativity they used in the opening, and then they kind of were satisfied with that. You should never be satisfied just there. You have a 3-minute song to write. It's not even 3 minutes, because majority of the opening and the ending were just voiceovers, so I'm not sure how long this song is, but it's not 3 minutes, and they've just tried to fill it out. It's like an attempt to just make it as long as possible without really having any ideas of how to get there. And I can get on and on about this. I think it's a bit lazy, and the breakdown, I should just mention that it's super predictable. It's a big shame. There are so many things that I wish they would have done differently. But they get a new chance this year, as will all of the other countries, because that was the final one. We've gone through 40 songs in less than 3 weeks. That is crazy. So hope everyone has had a good start of 2020. I know I have, because I have listened to so much new music I've enjoyed, and I hope you have had a good time as well. For the future, we don't really know what holds, but I'm planning on listening to the 2021 songs as well, of course, when they drop. So I'll try not to be on too long of a hiatus until then. But I really do hope that you've enjoyed following this little series, and that you've enjoyed watching these reviews and got something from them. And I've really enjoyed discussing with you in the comments all of your opinions on them. So thank you very much for watching all of these videos, if you have. I'm bad at, showing gratitude in that sense, but I really do appreciate every comment and every kind of feedback I've received over the last 3 weeks or so. So thank you so much for everything that you've said and done. It's amazing. is a little heartfelt ending to what has been a fun series to put together. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm gonna stop rambling now and leave you to whatever it is you want to do for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one until I see you next time. So take care of yourselves and